Well, hello there, how are you doing? Welcome back to the channel. I hope you're having a good day. I hope you're doing good. Today we're back with another pick a card reading. This one's going to be an interesting one. We're going to be discussing general guidance from the universe, general guidance from spirit. There may be an accent on helping navigating people who are going through a bit of a confusing time at the moment. So there's this component, but we're going to be very much focusing on like general messages, whatever needs to be heard at the moment. So I'm really happy with this one, like a classic, an all-time classic. So yeah, if you're curious, if you're excited about this reading, make yourself comfortable, make yourself at home. You already know the jazz. We're going to get right into it now. We got 3 groups to be choosing from today, as you can see. And this time around, we're going to be choosing based of cards. So I felt very inspired to lay out these ones. So instead of crystals, we're going to be choosing with the cards. So yeah, we got 3 groups to be choosing from. As always, I'm going to be asking you to tune into your intuition, so as to let yourself be drawn to whichever power holds the information that you're meant to be hearing right now, okay? I understand you cannot be wrong with this one. And yeah, once you've chosen your pile, you'll be able to fast forward directly to the timestamps provided down below, either in the description box or the pinned comment, so that you can fast forward directly to your reading. For pile number 1, we're going to have the broccoli. Pile number 2 is going to be the pumpkin. And pile number 3, the marjoram. So yeah, there you go. Take your time, pause the video if you need to, and once you've made your choice, I'm going to be seeing you at your pile. Hey there, pile number 1, I hope you're doing good. I hope you're excited about this reading. Pile number 1, if you chose the broccoli, that card, the leadership card, that's going to be your reading, and so we're going to get into it. I'm going to start by shuffling the tarot. I got a few oracle cards on the side too. I'm going to see what we get into. I just feel like the leadership card is quite significant already. Yep, we're getting the confirmations already. As in leading your life into the direction that you feel called to. Got big energies at play too. I'm gonna start with these cards. The Emperor. Yeah, we got a lot of big ol' energies coming into play right now. I'm gonna leave this one to the side because it's not all gonna fit. That one I'm gonna leave there on the side for the moment. So what can we say? Yeah, the general message, it's pretty straightforward, but there's a calling whenever we see the Judgment card. There's a calling. There is the yearning to answer one's destiny, because it's not real, because there's just kind of one this sensation of feeling there is something deep down that is calling for us. There's something that we cannot quite describe just yet. It feels ever so slightly out of reach at the moment, but there is this calling, this yearning. You know there's something more. Something is there calling. And the funny thing about like the leadership card is that we got the Emperor as back of the deck energy. We got the King of Wands. There's a lot of masculine energy, which in this context is very much like the forward movement, someone claiming their experience, someone deciding to sit down in the driver's seat of their lives, someone embodying the energy of the main character of this story, basically. And I'm getting this idea of, oh yeah, but it feels like hard, and it's like, no, it's not supposed to. It's not supposed to be hard, although we may have some beliefs there of the idea that, especially if we have like still some nasty associations with the masculine, if we feel, I just feel like there are some things here in the way. There may be like some old memory, some old childhood trauma around this idea, because I just feel like it's uncomfortable for some reason. There's this sensation of uncomfort coming through with the idea of one being in the spotlight of their life and claiming lack of support is coming through. There are a few things that I just feel like it is meant for you, but at the moment it feels very uncomfortable. So if it was to manifest right now as is, it would probably freak the heck out of you. That's why we feel the calling, but at the moment it's a little difficult for us to fully picture it, fully embody it, because it feels a little remote, a little distant, because our identities are not really open to that idea just yet. So that's a bit of an interesting transition. I just feel like Spirit on this one is just coming in to let you know what the heck is going on, honestly. That's what I'm feeling. I just feel like not much is happening at the moment, or I just feel like, yeah, Panama One, you're just coming to this reading as in trying to understand whatever is happening in your experience at the moment. Because for some of you, it may feel a bit heavy, a bit intense. For some others of you, it may feel very mundane and very like apathic almost. Like we don't feel anything exciting. And I generally feel that this is because there is the purging. We're letting go of stuff here. We're letting go of all that stands in the way of us fully claiming the Emperor. We got even the Page of Wands behind, which is fun. Us claiming the energy of the Emperor, us being comfortable in the idea of having the power, us comfortable with the idea of being the one in control, with being the one to decide. There is some uncomfort that comes with these concepts, I can tell. Issue is, well, these things are very much necessary for you to answer this calling that you're feeling. This thing deep down, which is exciting, that you dream at night, yeah, it's coming, but it takes that to fully claim it, to fully receive it. Again, there's this idea of don't be mad at yourself if you struggle in really connecting with it. That's okay. It will get clearer and clearer as the path clears out, literally. Like with the Chariot, I'm getting this sensation of there is the calling for forward movement with the Four of Wands. Celebration, there's strong movement, but the one thing about the Chariot is the black horse. There is always one which is conscious, the other one which is unconscious. So I'm very much getting this idea of we're very much aligned in this pile, and we want to follow a yearning, we want to follow our heart's calling, but again, we are in this phase, a bit of a weird phase, where we are letting go of all of these old things which are completely incompatible with us being able to fully experience it. Your dream requires you to be able to support it. You need to be, it's like I'm getting the idea of Spirit just wanting to like pour a jar of 5 liters of water into a tiny, tiny little cup. Well, it's not gonna fit. These constrictions, which are self-imposed in a way, but Spirit is just indicating that's really not the point. It's very much these old memories, this old, again, seeing some traumas around the masculine, which is quite common, okay? It's nothing to be ashamed of, really. all of this density, it's clogging things up, it's constricting us so as to not be able to fully hold that. And I'm just saying, like, King of Wands, the Chariot, the Four of Wands, this is very passionate energy, forward moving energy, is very much like a little boy or little girl, like being so excited about waking up in the morning. It's like, oh my god, I know that today's gonna be a blooming fantastic day and I'm gonna have so much fun. It's this kind of energy that we're talking about. So it's very much the thing that sparks, I'm just saying, like, something that sparks your heart on fire. This is what the calling is. And I'm also hearing that you have been shown it. That's a very specific message. But this energy signature, as difficult as it may seem for your mind to connect with it sometimes, the energy signature of that has been already communicated to you through you seeing people living lives which feel the same. I'm not necessarily hearing, for some of you, you may have seen people living the lives that you're meant to live, that do spark these kind of things for yourself. You have seen the lives that you want to live yourself. For some others of you, and that is just true for everyone, you have anyway all seen, I feel like repeatedly over the past months, in many different contexts, people living lives which, when you observe them, whatever they do, through what they're doing, how they're showing themselves, whatever, whenever you interacted with these people or witnessed these people, it would evoke within you that feeling. So I'm like, you already have been in contact with it, although you may not have recognized it just yet. And Spirit saying it's okay if you didn't recognize that's it's okay, it's coming anyways. But the whole thing is that excitement, that joy, that passion is incompatible with things like not feeling supported, with things like feeling like it's a burden, or feeling scarcity, feeling scared of power, all of these things that come with wounds around the masculine, basically. These are not compatible. So one must be given up for the other, and that is why right now we're going through a bit of a down period, or how it feels. For some of you, it feels even a little more shaky. Some of you would describe it more as a storm, because there is a purge that is happening to varying degrees. Some of it just feels like a bit of an apathic period where you feel like nothing is happening because the purge perhaps is being subtle. For some others of you, it may be a little more obvious that you're purging stuff, so your life feels a little more chaotic. But the whole point is, keep going. You got this. There is nothing that you can do that will make it happen faster, because I'm just saying, like, you're already aligned. You're already doing it. And you're doing a freaking fantastic job at it. You're already exceeding Spirit's expectations when it comes to that. So it's like, it's just a message of confirmation so as to let you know that you're doing amazing. And if it feels a little dense at times, this is why. It's well worth it. I got some oracle cards that I pre-pulled for you, Panda One. These ones I didn't want to shuffle before. I like the colors. I mean, it kind of draws on the theme that we were discussing already. First of all, the colors, the purples, the greens, the blues, they're like higher chakras energies, and they're screaming out peace to me, like peace of mind. Just, we're out of this density, I'm just hearing like drama, we're out of the drama, we're out of trying, we're out of pushing. It feels like we're pushing uphill sometimes. We're out of this yucky energy that we're purging, and so now it's just like a notion of peace. And this is what we're aiming for here, number one. But Spirit is saying, you're not going to escape your lessons. That's why you're walking through it right now. That's why right now it may feel a little more dense yet again. But it's just so, yeah, the level of peace that you're opening up to is completely priceless and unshakable and unapologetic. So I'm like, looking back, you'll be like, oh my god, that was well worth it. I'll be doing it over and over again if necessary, no problem, no questions asked. But what I'm seeing is like, I really do like these cards. Choose who you're becoming. That is just making me feel like the person and the life that you've always dreamed of. That sometimes when we are feeling a little moody, where we're feeling a little down for whatever reason, we feel like it may be a little farther away than we expected. Sometimes it even feels like it's a distant dream. Spirit is saying, you may or may not believe in it at the moment. We don't care. This is literally what I'm hearing. It's like, we couldn't care less about whether you believe it or not, because it's just part of you, and it's happening fast. It's happening soon, sooner than you'll expect it. But the reason why you're not seeing it at the moment is because you got very much your head into other stuff, the stuff that you're purging. But the funny thing is, because this is very clear, and there's a huge emphasis on that, Spirit saying, like, because of the fact you're so aligned, and and by aligned I mean you are choosing to act upon that which feels right to you, and that is all that's necessary. because you've been doing that, and because you've made it a file more than a philosophy, you've just, because you care about how you feel, basically, it's just that simple, right? Because of that, there is no chance that you'll miss it. You cannot miss it. It's in your DNA. It's a matter of time before we just release whatever yuck needs to be released, and so that dormant DNA activates, so to speak. So that's what I'm hearing. It's like the question isn't will it happen, yes or no, and if so, how? The question is, can you be patient with yourself? That's the only thing the Spirit is asking from you. Can you be patient with yourself? That's all. There is no other question to be asked right now. No other question is relevant. What I'm saying is also, there is a sacred feminine, two messages. First of all, that level of peace and that reunion with one's masculine tends to unlock the feminine. This is something you've noticed very well, that everyone notices in, let's take romantic partnerships. You take a very straight heterosexual relationship between a man and a woman, you know, like the classic stuff, okay? If the man isn't in his masculine, what's gonna happen straight immediately? The woman's gonna step in her masculine, which isn't healthy if the woman is supposed to be in her feminine, if it feels natural for the woman to be in her feminine. But the feminine cannot feel safe in the absence of a healthy masculine. And that's why the feminine would compensate it with an unhealthy masculine. And that's when relationships get all junked up. But what I'm hearing, like, for you is very much you doing all this work, groundwork around the masculine, is really going to unlock a lot of your feminine too, because whenever you feel safe, well, the feminine relaxes and opens up. So that's a beautiful thing. Expect a lot of creativity, a lot of joy. Creativity, I'm hearing sensuality too, but creativity is definitely one of the most big one here. And just like the hummingbird spirit, is just happiness and peace and joy, and I don't care about what's gonna happen tomorrow because I'm just so happy right now. I just feel like, yeah, again, it's a very powerful message, but not a surprising one, because you know what's going on. I feel is this reading was just for the sake of Spirit saying, hey, there you go, just to give you a little bit of context. Sometimes when we got our heads right in it, and that we're exploring and releasing the density, sometimes it's a little harder for us to just, you know, zoom out and see the why and to feel reassured and all that. So this is just the purpose of this reading. There is nothing that you do not know that was discussed here. It's just letting you know, oh, by the way, yeah, you know it, but we're just telling it to you so as to reassure you, to let you know that you're doing a fantastic job, that you just need to keep on going, and that you reuniting with yourself is a necessary step of the journey. You cannot avoid that. That's why if you didn't want that, you wouldn't be here on this planet, okay? Perfect. Plan number one. I really wish that this reading was useful and that it was inspiring. I'm sure it was. But yeah, please let me know down in the comments how it went for you. I'd really love to know how if it inspired you, if it reassured you, because it very much feels like this is why this reading happened. So yeah, I'd love to know. Also, please like the video and subscribe if you enjoyed it. That would support me a lot. That being said, I'm going to leave you with this one. Please keep on being you. Please keep on killing it. I'm going to move on to pile number 2 now, okay? Bye. Hey there, pile number 2, how are you doing? Welcome to the reading. Pile number 2, if you chose the pumpkin, that's going to be your reading. So we're going to get into it. We're going to start by shuffling some cards. I feel like your theme for today, pile number 2, has something to do with redefining. Funny, came for pile number 1 too. Anyway, redefining your definition of productivity. So that is, oh my god, stuff is coming out. We got lots of cups. Yeah, there we go. Cold day. I like being in tune and just getting the cards just to confirm whatever you're already tuning into. Back of the deck energy. The world. The world. It's just such an energy of completion. I'm starting to think that there may be a bit of a theme and that there may be worth a collective reading for a future video. That's a thought to keep in mind for myself. Because I just feel like collectively we're all experiencing this kind of purge of old beliefs. This is something which is very significant this year and very, very beneficial. And in this case, coming back to just you, part number two, the world is just giving me the sensation of peace, but this kind of peace through liberation, as in the truth frees the soul. This is what I'm hearing. Like literally, it's the truth that will save you. It's the truth that will free you. And very much in the sense of, if you're on this channel, you very much understand this channel is about sharing the truth, letting people get back in tune with their truth. And it's very likely that you're familiar to a certain extent with shadow work, with discovering about our lies, the lies that we keep on telling ourselves, the lies that we chose because it was beneficial to us. We never choose a lie just because it's fun, because it's not fun. And that's why we eventually, in adulthood, end up needing to go back and explore all that, because all of these adaptations, all of these lies we adopted so as to cope. But if left unattended, and if we don't go back to exploring all of these lies, they just taint our reality, and so we think that the world is one way whenever it actually isn't. And that's what I'm getting here, is the world, as in, it just feels so good to be back to ourselves. It just feels so liberating and so freeing, because we are free from the lies. We're free from all the stories that we didn't even necessarily knew or meant that we were telling ourselves, that was guiding us into living an experience that was much lesser than what we're actually here for. It's part of the journey, it's part of the process. There is nothing wrong with that at all. But still, it feels darn good to be back to ourselves. This is very much what I'm getting as an energy here, which makes perfect sense with what we were starting to discuss straight off the bat. Okay, cards flew all over the place. I'm just gonna put them wherever they fit, really. That's gonna be the whole thing, more or less, kind of, yeah. Like, the thing which is calling my attention is, I'm gonna put them below for now. The Wheel of Fortune is just a big shift, a big change, but this isn't, which ends up being practical, which ends up being like, yes, our life circumstances, our physical circumstances shift around us, but the big emphasis here is the cups, is life is changing because so did you, and you did first. Because you changed, because you came back to the truth, life, the universe has no choice but to present you with the truth. The universe will always present you, you know that, will always present you that which you're putting out. You are being this way, the universe will present it to you. Hey, here, let me show you. Do you like it? Yes or no? If the answer is yes, that means that you're recognizing yourself. So yes, more of that, please, more and more. If the answer is no, then the universe is, well, that's what you asked me. So if you don't like that, change it within. This is very much what we're experiencing here, is we are letting go. We are letting go of past lies and illusions. We're piercing through a thick fog, I feel. And this is screaming like ascension vibes straight up, but not ascension as in, oh, you're spiritual. It's like, we really do not care about that here. We really do not care about the identity. It's very much ascension as in, oh, I realize how freaking badass I am, because I've always been. But now that I've kicked out all of these lies and illusions out of my system, blessing them because I remember that I chose them for the sake of saving my butt back then. Now that I don't need them and I'm just letting them go, I get to see what was there all along, how freaking exceptional I am. And that's when the confidence comes back. That's when everything comes back, basically. And that's when life responds differently. This is very much that Wheel of Fortune is like, I'm literally seeing people saying, oh my God, that awesome opportunity that you just received, that awesome romantic relationship that you're in right now, these awesome friendships, that beautiful car, that amazing career, that beautiful place that you live in. You're so lucky. And to which you will say, of course I'm lucky. I'm beautiful. I'm awesome. I'm amazing. I am blessed. I'm very lucky. But you know, between you and I, that it was owned. It was earned. It took you a lot. It costed you your lives. Oh yeah, people will call you all kinds of names, will tell how lucky you are, and they'll be very envious, saying that if only they could be very lucky. But you know that it's not a question of luck, it's a question of not everything can come with you. So are you ready to make sacrifices? The question here being, are you ready to sacrifice that which no longer serves you? These lies and illusions. And when that happens, well, the universe won't hold back from blessing you with all that you desire because it's always wanted to do so. But if you believe it's not the case, well, it cannot contradict you. So major shifts, but the emphasis here is that's because it costed us. We had to sacrifice all the darkness. We couldn't walk with it anymore. Page of Cups, Queen of Cups is very much coming back to a sense of ultimate inner emotional fulfillment. And yet again, the emphasis is not dependent, not relying on anything other than ourselves. It's unconditional. We are unconditionally happy and fulfilled. This is an internal state. This is very much exactly what we're talking about. We're sacrificing the darkness to let the light shine. We are unconditionally happy because we realize that happiness is within, has nothing to do with what people do around us, has nothing to do with life circumstances. Yes, the mind may freak out and leech onto there and leech onto that and entrain us. Okay, sure. But here, what I'm seeing is very much we are letting go of stuff and coming back to this sense of inner stillness, inner peace, inner tranquility. We're just unconditionally happy and fulfilled just by virtue of being in our own presence, which is extremely powerful. And this is exactly what is currently happening. You are actively, I'm hearing, working towards that. Some of it may not be even, it may not even be conscious for some of you, but this is the process in which you are. And then we got the Chariot and the Cups and the Swords. Five of Cups, it's grief. Again, we're letting go. We're just letting go stuff, letting go of old experiences. There's a lot of water through this reading, so you could be someone who's ruled by water, who has a lot of emotions, a lot of beautiful sensitivity. But yeah, Five of Cups, Six of Wands, we're moving on from old stuff, old yucky, old density. We're just letting go, letting go, letting go. We're taking the time to cry it out so as to let it go. And we're moving on from it. And when we're moving on from it, the Chariot, we move hecking fast. That's when we realize that we have the power. We are moving fast. Everything is happening. I'm hearing like major manifestations, and it's not just for the sake of, oh yeah, you've done some hard work, so now you're being gifted presents. That is obviously part of it. The universe has been dying to do so for I don't know how long now. But the point is, you're not just getting gifted stuff, you're actually understanding why manifestation in the first place. I'm just hearing by virtue of you doing this process, you're starting to really tune into the energetic reality of the world. You're starting to understand. You're starting to be the kind of person who will go on to explaining to others what is manifestation, why that's a thing, not just because it's spiritual. It's because that's just how it works. That's just how the world goes around. So I just feel like this is very, very powerful, extremely deep, transformative energy. And yeah, it comes through tuning into our emotions as to let go of all these old things, like, what's your definition of productivity? Is productivity to you a mind thing of you have to meet a certain quota to build, well, I don't know, you tell me. What is productivity? What is success? I feel like these definitions are currently shifting a lot for you. That is very interesting. 11:11 on the timer. As we have the dragonfly spirit. Truth transcends illusions. Literally, this is literally what we were talking about the whole time. So I am very happy for that confirmation. But yeah, this is literally it. It's you're getting through it. We're letting it go, and we're just seeing things for what they are. And with that comes a tremendous sense of relief at first, but then peace and ecstasy and joy, which is unconditional, which is unbreakable, unshakable. And people will be like, oh my God, how do you do that? Please teach me. There is this notion of going into the world and teaching, yeah, we were discussing before. I just feel like, honestly, as I read the cards, I just get to repeat over and over and over again all that I say, because I just tune to the energy. I say it, then I read the cards and I say it again. But using your voice so as to teach the world, and that may not be like literally teaching. For some of you it may, if that's something that inspires you, but teaching can also be done silently by virtue of your presence. Energy teaches, songs teach. There are a lot of different ways through which you influence other people. This is very much what I'm getting, is like you're teaching through your influence, but your influence can come through as many different ways as there are viewers on this pile, literally. Some of you may be teachers and may may go to schools, although that would seem a little weird to go to school to teach those kinds of things, but I would be very happy if that happens. Some of you may literally take up the mic and go on for a TED show, a TED Talk show. Some of you may be singers or writers. Some of you may just be influencers on social media. Some of you may just love just letting people who are drawn to you be in your presence, because that is enough for the teaching. That is a beautiful thing. Lead your metamorphosis, you're transforming. Like straight up. If it wasn't clear enough already, lead your metamorphosis, you're healing. We got like a purplish pink, which is really indicating me like coming back to one's heart, really honoring these waters, these cups, these emotions that are coming through. This is very much like you transforming and claiming who the freak you actually are, because you are transcending the illusion. You are letting go of the lies. That is a very deep, very powerful reading, my pal number 2. I hope this was eye-opening, because I just feel like this reading, a little bit like the previous one, like the previous pal, just comes in the context of reassuring you of what is currently happening, because we're experiencing what feels like a transition for a lot of us. And that transition is very much like a purge. If this year just feels like we're like purge and then go, then purge and then go, and stop and go, and stop and go, and each time we stop it's to purge and then we go. There's a bit of this back and forth energy going on, and right now we're purging on all. So we're gonna go very soon. But yeah, just a message of reassurance is like, you're killing it, so just keep going, okay? Thank you so much, my pal number 2s, for having shared space with me today. That was a lovely reading. Please let me know down in the comments how it went for you. Does it resonate? How did it feel? Does it hit the spot? I'd love to know. I'd love to read about your comments. Please also like the video and subscribe. That support me a lot. That being said, I'm going to be moving on to pal number 3. Wishing you the best, and I shall see you next time. Bye. Hey there, pal number 3. How are you doing? Welcome to the reading. I hope you're doing great. If pal number 3, if you chose that card that's going to be a reading, the Marjoram, I hope that it's pronounced this way now that I think about it. Just putting that out there. And so we're going to be drawing some cards. I got some oracle cards also on the side. We're going to start with the tarot. This one really wanted to come through as I was shuffling it before. That one's jumping out. So we're going to be asking Spirit, what is it that pal number 3 needs to be hearing right now? What kind of guidance? Back of the deck energy, the Lovers. Very cool. I like that. And let's see what we got for the tarot. The Tower card, that one really wanted to come through, apparently. It's like I had to put it twice back in the deck. Came the third time, I'm like, okay, well, sure, I'm gonna go for it. I just feel like this is, I'm not gonna lie, pile number 3, a very similar message to the two previous piles, but said a different way. I just feel like I might as well do, as I was discussing pile number 2, I might as well do a collective reading, because at this point this is just everyone is experiencing it one way or another. That's why we got 3 piles. But if you've been inspired to watch like the 3 piles, I wouldn't be surprised, honestly, because it's just, it feels on my behalf like I'm tuning into the same energy, but tailored to a different collective. But it's the same energy that we're talking about. This is very much a collective thing. The lovers, I'm really getting into the sensation of one reuniting with their spark and passion. Yes, this has something to do with romance, but it goes well beyond just romance. It deals a lot with you, honestly. Yes, it's about finding the perfect partner because you find yourself. You're finding that partner that is just so good for you. It's just such a perfect match because you are so in tune with yourself. Do you get what I mean? I hope it's clear. This is very much what I'm getting is you are getting so in tune with yourself that you're only attracting from now on people who match up with that. So it's just a really incredible energy. But again, as for the other piles, it's because we're releasing shit. Yet again. I'm like between the lovers and the happiness card of the marjoram and the magician, it's like it's crazy good energy that we're talking about. It's the capacity to really manifest effortlessly, the capacity to really create the life of your dreams, but it's in a very grounded, practical way. It's not just because it sounds cool and, oh, I've heard of manifestation. Oops, sorry for the camera. I've heard of the manifestation thingy and it sounds so cool. I need to learn about that. No, none of that. No, we're here for the real stuff. It's like we're not doing it because it's funny. We're doing it because this is how the world goes round. It's law. Stop calling it woohoo and start calling it science at this point. I'm very much seeing like the shift from spirituality into quantum physics almost. It's the same thing, but we're very much taking it out of this very delusional space into the grounded reality. No, this is how things work, baby, and it's time for you to remember that. It's time for you to clear whatever is in the way, so as to see clearly. It was there all along. That's how it's been there all along. It's very much when I don't have the name, but the plethora of people throughout history. There's a very famous scientist. I cannot even remember which one it is. A Greek one. I think it was ancient Greece. Whatever. Who demonstrated that the world was round and maybe not flat, and the world was spinning around the sun and maybe not the other way around. And oh my god, we gutted them. we threatened to kill them. Many people lost their heads for that. But it's like you can believe whatever you want. At the end of the day, that's just how it is. That's very much what I'm getting here, and that is made through just removing what's in the way. We have a lot of beliefs, we have a lot of thinkings. We think this, we think that, we suppose this. But once we remove all of this mental layer, what are you left with? Nothing but yourself naked before the truth. That's very much what we're talking here about. Your truth is you being squarely aligned. This pink card, yeah, the Hierophant, beautiful. You just being you. You just being squarely in front of yourself, fully loving yourself and owning who you are, and just feeling ecstatic about being this lucky to be the one to wake up and go to sleep every single day of your life till the very day you were born, till your very last breath. You are the lucky one to wake up next to you. You are the very one to be in your own presence 24/7. How freaking amazing is that? Happiness. Yeah, by the way, happiness, my point number 3, that's the default human emotion. People say like there's a neutral. When you feel neutral, you don't necessarily feel bad, you don't necessarily feel good. That's what we define neutral. That's not neutral. And you'll get to discover that the neutral of humankind is heavens. You'll get to discover that. It feels very woohoo until you actually get to see it. No, it's not woohoo, it's just the truth. Do you see it or not? You can cut the heads of how many people you want, it's not going to change what it is. And the magician, as we said, the same thing is, oh yeah, you're learning how to really tap into your energetic embodiment, realizing that this is how things move, this is how the world moves. And then the other things that we have, the Tower, the Six of Cups, the Ten of Wands, this is very much giving me the energy of we're letting go stuff behind. The Tower lets me know that it's been a little intense, either recently or currently, as in there are some big shifts happening around you in your practical, like physical life. That's what I mean. Like people losing their jobs, losing their homes, whatever it may be, a relationship ending, like something abrupt that we were not expecting, which may at first not feel very pleasant, but it's like, honey, why did it need to go? Yeah, because it was in the way of the truth, that's why it's going. But the benefits of this falling, what I'm feeling is, it is triggering a lot of stuff for you to see and let go. Ten of Wands is feeling burdened, feeling overwhelmed, like, oh my god, there's too much stuff. And I'm getting the sensation of us trying to control stuff. We're trying to control where the river goes instead of just letting it take us where it needs to go. You know, believe it or not, whether you believe it or not, whether you want it or not, the river will always bring you to the ocean. I know, shocker, but that's the truth. Oh, you don't want to believe it? Not my problem at this point. That's very much what the energy of this reading is. Spirit is saying, we're not here to please anyone, we're just here for the truth at this point. And this overwhelmed, stressed out, anxious energy which is coming through, this desire to control because this is what makes us feel a little more safe, that is all of the alert signals of our bodies telling us, hey, there are things to be released, there are some lies in the way. You feel stressed because you believe that if you don't do that, nobody else will do it for you, that if you don't support yourself completely, then you're done for, or that if you don't have this emotional support from this partner or that person, then you're done for. All of these things are lies, and they all stem from Six of Cups old memories. That's what I'm getting is, again, very attuned, very much aligned with the collective right now. We're letting go of old memories, of old stuff, and in your case it seems to have been triggered by some recent events in your life that really made you like take notice that, yeah, some things are ready to be let go of, some things within, and that's why they're also falling without. That's what I'm getting here. Got really intense very quickly, I feel, on number 3. I drew some oracle cards before. First scenario, create Earth, in between. Yeah, it kind of makes sense, honestly. Like with the flamingo spirit, first of all, what I'm hearing is it's a transition period for us all, and it's okay to feel like the Ten of Wands, to feel the burden, to feel overwhelmed. Just understand that although you may not see exactly where you're headed, Spirit does. Otherwise it wouldn't be happening. What's the purpose of it all, you know? There is a reason to why it's happening, and although you may not see it, we've very much been discussing it, but although you may not see it, although your mind may not recognize it, like, oh yeah, I understand these things, that feels cool, but like when I turn my head around and I see that bill, I start freaking out, you know? Although you may not see it right now, there is a reason to why it's happening, and it's going to be well worth it. So what I'm hearing is get comfortable with the uncomfortable, really. No, you cannot avoid that. No, you came here for the truth. You came here for heavens, and heavens needs you to walk out of hell. So please get comfortable within comfort. Spirit is saying, we know, we're sorry, it's uncomfortable, it's unpleasant, and we know that every human would very much enjoy not having to deal with that. But if you didn't want to deal with that, you wouldn't have come to this world. You will have to let go of hell And in doing so, you have to actually walk out of it. That's why it's unpleasant in the first place. Fear, serenity, creator earth. I'm really getting this. Creator earth is just, especially like with the green and the pattern that is on the card. Let me see if I can. Do you see it? It's like, it feels textured. Like, besides the card that looks textured, the green part of it too looks textured. I don't know if you can see it. Maybe it comes through the camera, maybe not, I don't know. But it's just giving me the sense of nature, of peace, of tranquility, of serenity. Haha. But I'm like both of these cards sandwiching the what feels like a transition of us. I just feel like the mind is getting out of hell. This is what I'm feeling for you. And that may not be as intense as it sounds in your case. In your case, that may just be, yeah, like, okay, there are some uncomfortable things and there are some emotions coming through, and we're realizing that these emotions are much older than the situation itself. And so, yeah, there are a few things to be sorted out. For some of you, it may feel a little more intense, depending on how attuned you are. But the transition I'm seeing is the mind getting out of hell. And in order to do so, you have to, well, confront it. You can't run from it anywhere anymore. And that is creating all of this. That is freeing up the space for all the serenity, the peace of mind. I just feel like this is the kind of life you're opening yourself up to is hard to imagine with your current mind. Because funnily enough, when I tune into that energy, I get nothing. Like literally. Okay, but what does a life look? We've been discussing it with the lovers, with the magician, with the marjoram. Is like, oh yeah, it's like very good, very positive, blah blah blah. You'll have all the monies and all the guys, all the girls, whatever you're into. Yeah, you're gonna get it all, blah blah blah. Okay, sure. But it's like, if we actually gotta emotionally relate to it, I'm not getting anything, which is very fun because that is just telling me how huge the transition is. It's like, it's just so good you cannot imagine it at the moment. Literally, the mind is not made to conceive of that much positivity, of that much light, which is just so exciting. But understandably makes the current situation that much more uncomfortable because we know we're releasing stuff, but we don't see where we're going. So it's like, oh, so I'm just dealing with the bad stuff now. Well, thank you. This is a little bit like how I'm getting the situation here. Thank you, Spirit. That's very kind. That's why there is the invitation to trust oneself. Everything which is coming through for a reason. It is here to catch your attention. You're anxious. Good. Pay attention to it. Let your anxiety show you what beliefs need to be studied, where you need to dig, what past experiences need to be confronted and released. I just feel like there's some backed up tears somewhere in there, some grief that needs to be honored. You need to cry it out, otherwise it's not going to go anywhere. This is what I'm getting, and that is freeing up the space again to this fierce serenity, unshakable serenity, just a level of peace that people can only dream of, and that people are genuinely envious of because it's unshakable, it's unconditional. So I'm really excited, but I also feel very compassionate because I can tell that right now that may not be the most comfortable period for you to walk through. Okay, thank you so much, Pal number 3, for having extra space with me today. That was an intense yet very on point reading, I feel. So I would love, please let me know in the comments how it went for you. Does it resonate? Does it hit home? Because I really do feel that it was it supportive, or is it beneficial? I just feel like this was such a Spirit on this one really encompassed very well the situation, making sure that you see where you're going, making sure that you would understand with your mind so that you don't feel as freaked out about what may be happening, as intense as it may appear. So I really wish that this reading did just that for you. And yeah, please also like the video and subscribe. That would support me a lot. Let me know that you enjoy this kind of content too. And yeah, I wish you all the best. Seriously, you got this and it's well worth it. Keep on being yourself. honestly. And yeah, I'm gonna be seeing you in my next video. Till then, have a good time. Bye.